Bom dia! Welcome back. What a beautiful life I'm creating for myself here in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is walk out onto this little patio and look at my little garden, my mini jungle that I'm creating out here. And I water and mist my plants and check to see that everybody's healthy and happy out here. That the plants are thriving. Uh, Cut off any leaves that are not looking healthy. And kitty cat likes to come out here too. Just have to watch her. She likes to jump up on this upper level, and then I'm afraid she's gonna go over the wall. So she has to be supervised out here. Excuse me. I'm just getting over a bad chest cold. It's going away now, but still got a little bit of a cough. Anyway, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning this morning, as I often do, because I'm just excited to get up and wake up. And here's Kitty Cat coming out to explore. I'm excited to get up and wake up and start the day. And I always have some kind of a project. Let me turn the light on in here. To do. And I love living life like this. It's a good life that I've created. And of course, one of my objectives with this channel is to encourage you to find and create your own life abroad at a much, much more reasonable cost, in a place where your living expenses are much lower. Now, here in Salvador, the capital of the state of Bahia, my cost of living expenses are higher than they were than when I was where I had just moved from, which was a smaller city, much smaller city in the interior of the state of Bahia. My rent, for example, and the name of the small city of 100,000 people was Santo Antonio de Jesus. My rent was about the equivalent of $180 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in a gated condominium with a swimming pool and a gym. Yep, $180 a month. And here, this apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, but 2 outdoor patios in the heart of the city, just 2 blocks from the beach. I'm paying the equivalent of, I believe, in US dollars, $340 a month. Still incredibly inexpensive when you consider what $340 would get you in the United States. You might get a garage space, a parking space. So I'm thrilled, and I've said many times before, my sole source of income is Social Security, $1,500 a month, and I live very well on that. And I need to do a new cost of living episode for you, an updated one with my current costs here in big city Salvador. But you will see that I still keep my expenses well under $1,500 a month, including rent, monthly utilities, food, etc. Now, this month, because I just moved, and the next 2 or 3 months are going to be, my expenses are going to be a little bit higher than normal, because I'm not completely starting from scratch, but I need a lot of big ticket items. I did get a refrigerator yesterday. Thank God. Thank you, Iemanjá. I got a refrigerator because it is hard living without a refrigerator. You have no place to store food, so I was eating out, and that's expensive every meal, eating out. I'm still going to eat out a lot. I'm not much of a cook, but I can make myself basic things here with a refrigerator, and I have a microwave. Now, I still need 2 more essentials that I must get is a stove and a couch. As you can see, I'm in the living room, and I've got my bed in the living room. because I don't have a couch. And here in the bedroom, my bedroom, I pulled the bed out of the bedroom, and it's in the living room. But that'll change as soon as I get a couch that I can sit and lounge on. I will move the bed back into the bedroom where it belongs. Maybe, hopefully, in another week or two, by the end of the month, I'll have a couch. As I mentioned before, my brother-in-law, Eliamar, just coincidentally, his job transferred him here to Salvador from San Antonio, where I was living. And so he is going to come and live in this apartment. I get the bedroom, since I pay the rent, and he will get the couch, or maybe I'll buy a what is it called, a sofa, a pull-out couch for him. But he will go home on some weekends to San Antonio to see his wife and his children. So I will have alone time here. But Eliamar and I get along well, and he's so helpful. I mean, just the refrigerator that I bought yesterday, and I'm picking it up on, today's Wednesday, I'm picking it up on Friday. He found it for me on one of the websites equivalent of Craigslist they have here. I bought it used from a man who's moving, and the price is very reasonable. It's a good-looking, modern refrigerator, and I'm having it delivered Friday morning. And he found it for me. He's so good, and he gets things at good prices, good quality. And I'm going to count on him for finding me a couch and a stove. He found me this apartment. So that's how I always say, make or find one good friend, dependable, trustworthy friend when you move abroad, a local who can really, really be such an important resource. And my brother-in-law, Eliamar, is that for me. He has found something to play with out there. She is a good cat, except when she jumps up on the level of the plants, and then, cats, curious cats, she wants to go up and explore what's on the other side of that wall, and, she can't do that. That's the neighbor's patio. And as you know, I'm surrounded by buildings. There's the actual sky. My apartment windows do not look out on the street, but I like that because I've created my own little outdoor scene here on my patio with all these plants, and I can walk outside on the patio anytime I want for fresh air and to feel the rain and the breeze. So, I'm away from the busy, bustling, noisy street. And so I don't mind not having a street view, not at all. For example, during Carnival, I'm still going to, I'm only 2 blocks away from Carnival, but I'm going to be able to hear it, but it's going to be a lot less noisy at night than if I had a street apartment. So I am thrilled about how things have turned out. My move back to Salvador was not my first time being here. I've been coming to, visiting, and living in Salvador for, I believe it's 22 years now, 26 years total in Brazil. My first time here was in 1999, and now it's September of 2025, so a lot of years. So I'm not a newbie here at all, but I feel like this is a fresh start here in Salvador after spending 9 months in exile out in what they call the interior of the state of Bahia. And now I'm back in civilization. I always say, find your paradise. It doesn't have to be Brazil by any means. Brazil's not the easiest country to up and move to on a long-term basis as far as visas are concerned, although there are ways here in Brazil. But, there are but more or less 200 different countries around the world, and you can find your paradise, your spot, And I encourage you to do that. And, you know, the U.S. sadly is kind of a mess right now, and it only seems to be getting worse. I really, really, really need to wean myself from watching so much news and news programs and news analysis, because it depresses me. Coming from the United States, I mean, it depresses me, it makes me anxious. I even had a kind of a nightmare about current events last night, and you know, I'm living in my own personal paradise here, and why am I subjecting myself to that? Now, it's not that I don't want to know absolutely anything and never watch the news and never read the New York Times. I'm a lifetime New York Times reader, love it, but I need to to limit my intake of information coming from the United States and the world, because it is so upsetting right now. What's on the agenda for this morning? Well, it's still early. As I said, I woke up at 5:30. I'm probably about, 6:30-ish, 6:45 now a.m. I need to go out to my local store and buy, of course it's going to be plant related, I need a couple of bags of potting soil. I'm repotting a few plants that need a bigger container. I like to see plants grow and expand and spread their roots and new leaves and flowers to burst out, and you know, plants need a bigger pot. So I'm going to get some potting soil for a couple of plants, and then next after that it'll probably be my daily long walk for 2 to 3 hours, where I just head off in some direction and keep walking. That's my source of exercise and my way of exploring and discovering the city around me. Oh, and I just remembered the other big ticket item I need is a washing machine. Surprisingly, this neighborhood has quite a few coin-operated laundromats. Highly unusual, in my experience anyway, in Latin America. I remember when I used to live in Mexico City, washing my clothes was so difficult. Washing by hand. Have you washed jeans by hand? Oh my God. It was a nightmare, but I need a washing machine. Dryer, of course, you don't need a dryer here. You just hang them on the line and they dry in half a day, clothes, but definitely need to get a washing machine. Okay, well, my local supermarket opens at 7 a.m., so I'm out here early, heading there to get the potting soil that I need, and I think I need some glass cleaner for my windows, and who knows what else I'll find that I need. But it is a beautiful, sunny, warm day today. It's always a pleasure to walk outside and feel the warm breeze, the ocean air, hear the bird song, see the greenery, the tropical plants. As I've said before many times, I really love living here. I'll say this again too. Thank you to Brazil for providing me with this refuge from an insane world. I really appreciate it. Brazil has been good to me. Obrigado. Well, besides getting 2 bags of potting soil, I picked up this rather large plant. What is it called? An elephant ear plant. It's like the last thing I need is another big plant, but I can't resist it, and the price was good, only 26 reais. 26 reais being about approximately $5 US. Kitty checking out the new plant. I am bad. I have no self-control when it comes to plants. I'm going to start by watering it. And then spraying a little bit of plant fertilizer on the leaves. I think this is funny. When I was walking back from the supermarket, I saw lying on the ground these 2 beauty pageant sashes. Miss Simpatia 2009 and Miss Simpatia 2002. And I'm guessing that a drag queen dropped them during the Gay Pride parade on Sunday. Usually anything in the street is snatched up instantly, I guess because I was out so early this morning. But I took them, I picked them up, and I'm going to give them to someone I know that will appreciate them for Carnival, because at Carnival, anything and everything goes. Straight men dress as women, and this would be good, make a good part of someone's costume. So I'm saving them for Carnival. Anyway, thanks for joining me this morning. And as always, beijo, ciao.